today with Oz from the Professional Standards Authority, and we're here to discuss a new project going ahead. One of the questions we hear from members from time to time is, what does the professional standards actually do for us? Well, things are about to get a lot more visible. The professional standards are launching a new campaign to encourage the public to look for the mark when choosing a healthcare practitioner. They're also underway with a public research project to understand what the public look for when seeking out a private healthcare provider. People often think of accreditation as a badge or a logo, but from PSA's perspective, what is the real purpose of accreditation and the PSA Quality Mark when it comes to protecting patients and building trust in healthcare?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because the trademark is an absolutely vital part of the system of protection of the public when it comes to the accredited registers programme. Where in the statutory model of regulation, a title gets protected, and that means that it's actually a criminal offence to use that title. In the voluntary model, or in the accredited registers model more so, it's actually the trademark that we have, the quality mark, that is the thing that members of the public can look for and that we can enforce in a similar way to a protection of title prosecution. So we fastidiously protect that trademark. If we see people who are using it, and they shouldn't be, we do enforce that trademark. So people who have had the emails and letters of cease and desist from me can attest to that. But beyond the fact that we fastidiously protect the trademark, it's a thing for members of the public to be able to identify the difference between someone who is trained, competent, ethical, and indemnified to conduct the practice that they're seeking. And for the average member of the public, they don't think about regulation or registration every single day of their lives. They just think about things in relatively simple terms. This person in front of me is telling me to trust them, and I want to give them my trust. The quality mark is the clue we think members of the public need to be able to understand that this is a person who deserves my trust.
Yeah, I think that's really, really important, isn't it, for everybody? The PSA is about to launch a public campaign encouraging people to look for the mark when choosing a practitioner. Can you tell us about that campaign and what it will involve and how it aims to raise awareness with the public?
Yeah, I suppose I should probably start with, this isn't the first of our campaigns that we've done in this space. So when I joined the PSA, which is around about 18 months ago, we were in the midst of already doing a piece of work to look at new brand identity surrounding how we promote the quality mark and the Look for the Mark campaign. And last year we delivered some campaigns already, but they were focused more so on promotion of the quality mark through social media. The exciting new bit, and the bit that we've been working really carefully on because it's got lots of risks attached to it, is that we want to launch a campaign that uses social media influencers to help promote the fact that the quality mark is such a vital thing that members of the public should be looking for. So here we're trying to target social media influencers who carry the right credibility to be able to speak to members of the public, not just anybody, but rather people who may be clinically qualified, people who have the reach out to members of the public. I should also just highlight, as well as us doing that, we're continuing always to be promoting the programme out with people who work in healthcare employers and out with commissioning bodies as well. And there are some really quite exciting things happening in other parts of the accredited registers programme, where it's looking more and more likely that we'll be seeing conditions of employment attached to being on an accredited register as well. So everything is starting to kind of build up from this point forward, and it's a really exciting time to be ahead of the accreditation programme, basically. What we're doing financially as well to support this work is, last year we shifted for the first time to taking 10% of our income rather than what was previously about 7% of our income each year in the accredited registers programme, and that now gets dedicated towards our promotion and communications activity. So we're putting more in. And the other thing is that the numbers of registrants are apparently continuing to grow, and we're also accepting some, we hope, some new applicants onto the registers in the next couple of years. And what that will mean is that that amount that we can dedicate towards promotion will also just continuously be growing gradually as the numbers of registrants on all of the accredited registers grows, but then potentially quite significantly when new registers join into the scheme as well. So yeah, it's a really exciting time, and we think that we're about to make a breakthrough in how well the public understands this. But we were also pleasantly surprised with some of the research that we did about quite how well understood the quality mark is at the moment. But I'll wait till we publish that information to let you know more about it.
That sounds really exciting. I love the idea of getting a nice celebrity kind of endorsement to the mark. I think it's a really good idea. I know our members will really love that, and it's great to hear that you're pouring more money into it, because you can't speculate to accumulate. You've got to speculate to accumulate, should I say? And so yeah, building the register is only going to benefit everyone that's already on the register as well. For practitioners that are on the accredited register, like our BAcC members, what role do they play in helping this campaign succeed? And what is really important for them to actually do to help with it all?
The single most important thing that a BAcC member should be doing is displaying the quality mark in their own materials, in the way that they advertise their services. In total, there are over 135,000 practitioners on accredited registers, and that is in itself a huge marketing opportunity to promote the trademark. When we do our assessments of the accredited registers, we randomly check registrant websites, and one of the things we check is the quality mark displayed? And at the moment, only about 30% of registrants, when we do our random checks, are displaying the quality mark on their websites. So if you're going to do one thing to support the quality mark campaign, it's start using the trademark. You uniquely, as a registrant on an accredited register, have access to that quality mark. It sets you apart from people who do not. And the more people who use it, the more familiar members of the public will become with it and start to look for it more consistently when making decisions about their care. So in short, get involved, get behind the campaign.
One thing I like to do on my website is for my membership, so the British Acupuncture logo and also the PSA logo, is I have links to their websites. So if people want to click on and understand more about that logo, they can do. And then that builds up trust for your own website and for the PSA and British Acupuncture Council website as well.
Yeah, I think that's so true. There's something about verification across all the different oversight bodies that builds confidence in people, and I think we should exploit the fact that people can click around and find out more about what keeps them safe, what means that someone is specifically qualified and capable as an acupuncturist, and all of that together, I think, paints a picture to a member of the public of, I can trust this service, so let's do it.
Definitely. I have one little extra question. So you're asking our members to fill out a survey that is helping you understand our members' view of the PSA logo and the mark itself as well. How will you use this going forward, the results from it? So how important is it that members fill this in?
So it's really important. So we're a very evidence-informed organisation, and that includes in our communications and promotions activity. So the more we understand about the use cases and the reasons why people might be willing to use the quality mark, the more we can start to tailor our materials and the ways in which we present information to everybody. And the same applies to members of the public as well. So as we're asking questions about what members of the public are looking for when they gain assurance, that helps us then design materials that convince them that the quality mark is the thing to be looking for. And also we can make sure that we're hitting those targets that people might have in their own minds about what's important to them when they're looking for assurance. So it's all just really important that we keep getting information back. We're understanding what makes a difference, and also what additional value we can add into the system through our changes as well.
Thank you, Oz. The information that you've given today is really, really helpful, and I hope it helps members feel that the PSA is here and working for our membership, trying to build the profession as a whole, but not just about quality for acupuncturists, but other healthcare areas as well. So thank you so much, and I hope our membership really helps to build that message stronger for you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Sandra.